my name's Ian. I'm one of the host brothers here. Got my good friend Chris with me. Look, you can call us RKLB Fan Club, Space Fan Club, two Egypts sitting speaking to each other. I really don't care. But do you know what? We thought we'd sit here for a bit of a debrief over the last week. Bit of a chilled out, relaxing vibe. We have Chris sitting by the fire. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You can blame Chris for this because I wasn't gonna go live whatsoever. And then Chris texts me, "We go on live. It'll be fun." And you know what? We can't turn down a party. So, Christopher, my guy, how are we getting on?
Obviously, I'm doing pretty good, man. It's Saturday. We got to celebrate. Great reason to celebrate. The guys went down to Wallops. We had the ribbon cutting. If you guys didn't see the video earlier from Scott O, Francisco joined in. Those guys are family. They're friends of ours. We might get Scott O on tonight. Can't promise that, but he will be on later this week for sure, guaranteed. So yeah, we just came on to have some fun. We're gonna talk some EcoStar, some out of the box stuff as we always do. You know how we do it here, guys. It's Saturday. Kick back, have a beer, get your coffee, have some fun. Let's talk with just a little bit of Rocket Lab. Nothing serious. Just our money, just our investments, just a little bit of Rocket Lab.
Yeah, speaking about coffee and sitting down, by the time we finish this stream, I'll be getting back up again to go back to the farm. But you know what? We're gonna have a bit of fun here now. What I'll do, guys. Oh, do let me know. Did you enjoy the stream yesterday? We brought Francisco on, our good friend Francisco. I don't think he can be on tonight. I think he's catching a plane at the moment. But yeah, what did you think? He met Beck, he met Spice, he met Frank. Vince done a good video with Frank earlier. Do you know what? It just excites me for this whole next phase of the company we're going entering in. Yeah, we will talk a bit of EcoStar coming up. I want to remind some of the guys where we finished the week before we get into it. So we did finish yesterday 1.4% up, and look, we're looking quite flat after hours. But over the 5-day, I'm going to just leave it at the 5-day. We're not going to go through all these numbers. It's a bit boring for the weekend. But we did finish 9.51% up. That's a whole year in the S&P, Chris. What I love, did you see that video come out when Beck was doing the interview and he told him he shouldn't have sold the stock?
Yeah, that was great. That was awesome. I love that.
Talk about letting your balls hang, right?
Man, I had to watch that like 4 or 5 times over and over and over, just on repeat. That was great. Hey, when you're right,
like Men in Black, doesn't he?
Oh, savvy, suave, 007 Beck. 007 Beck for sure. I loved it.
Guys, do let us know. Do you want Scott O on? Scott O, if you're listening, I can fire you the link across. Would be quite good to have Scott on. Have a bit of a debrief from Scott. I want to bring all the guys on. Get a debrief from every single one of them. See what their highlights are. What excites them going forward. Did they get any secret admissions? We were trying to trip Francisco up yesterday. Even a tired Francisco is a very smart Francisco. We couldn't get any inside information out of him. He did get offered a job, which, look, I can see why he wouldn't go for it. Sometimes when you have that passion for the company, it may, I don't know, collide with his investing. I don't know, would they allow him to be posting as frequently as he does about Rocket Lab if he worked for Rocket Lab? So, no, I can see why he's made his choice. He's a retired man now. He's enjoying life. No, do you know what? I think he deserves this weekend to just go sit back, chill out with friends, chill out with family, and just take a weekend off. His hard work has paid off over the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it could be. And yeah,
the photos with him, the pics with him with Beck, those are awesome. I was so happy for Francisco, man. I love that guy. He's a great friend. It's been a fun weekend, guys. I mean, look, Wallops is open for business. Big reason to celebrate. All the guys, the people, the guys we love, the people we follow, they were all there. They were cheering us on, and we were part of the whole experience with them. That's why we follow those guys. That's why we love them. So yeah, again, Maddie, Vince, Scotto, Dave G, of course Francisco. Thanks so much. It's been a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
Chris, I know we were losing you a little bit yesterday. It was going in and out while Francisco was talking about it. So I want to get your thoughts on. Let me bring it up on the screen so you can see it, my guy. The launch dispenser system. So, talking about it, the only information we have is it's an advanced multi-satellite deployment system, maximizing payload capacity on any, and that's what myself and Francisco have focused on any launch vehicle with precise, programmable deployment. Could you see this being used by any other launch provider, or do you just think it's more of a generic term they're putting on it? Do you think it'll primarily be used on?
All right, Neutron? So I've looked at this a couple different ways. One, I'm not sure of the size, weight, specs of that actual that vehicle. Part of me started thinking about the idea behind the photon buses, how they have separate different photons for different mission capacities, and reason behind that, because we already have flat light, right? We have flat light for Neutron. This is a different design, so until I can get like size and weight and specs, it's hard to speculate what it could be used for. Whether it's a smaller, like small stat constellation launch vehicle, to where Neutron can carry a lot more of them up there, or it's something small enough that it can actually fit on an Electron or a Haste. I have no idea. Very interested, but again, it's very early for me. I don't know enough about it. I don't think many of us do, but until I get specs, I don't want to speculate on what it could possibly be used for. The fact they're already thinking ahead of flatlight and moving into another option for potential customers, obviously great idea. It does look a lot smaller, and it does look to be for more small stats, but again, all speculation.
Yeah, and you've kind of hit on it there, and I think there's no better place to hit on it now. We said we'd dive into all the different photons. I'll bring them up on the screen. We know there's 4 of them, then we know flat lights there and all. We'll do a bit of a breakdown on all of them. We'll speak about all of them, what we're excited about, and just keep everyone up to date. I know most of you know quite a bit of information about the photon space buses, but it's nice just to do a bit of a recap. You know, it's Saturday, chill out, do a bit of a recap, get the excitement back. But I do want to jump into the comments. So GY Kiwi says plenty of inside info on Vince's clip. Frank and Adam were fairly open on direction. Do you know what? They were fairly open about Adam saying himself and Peter spent a fair load of money just to get Frank in, and it sort of instilled the direction of the company. So that made me incredibly bullish. Matt, my guy, congratulations on everything you've done. There was no better man that deserved it. I loved how happy you were in all your pictures. Do you know what? It actually just, you felt like a kid in a toy shop, honestly. No, just getting to know you as a person and then seeing you there just felt like we were there with you. So, Matty, thank you so much for keeping us all up to date on everything. When Lambo, and Matty's been a member for 2 months. Chris, Lambo soon. Do you know what? We're
Yes,
working on it. We
yes.
will get Chris's Lambo.
Lambo on Wallace. Actually,
Ooh.
at Chicken Lambo at Chickadee with Maddie.
Do you know what I'm
Maddie,
gonna
jump
do,
in.
Matty? Yeah, I'm gonna rent 2 Lambos. Yeah, one for me and one for Chris. We're gonna pull up and we're gonna say we bought them.
Not without Maddie though. I mean, come on, dude. He's seen Chickadee. He's been out there now. Those guys had a blast. Um, love to hear some feedback from Maddie. Dude, jump on here, man. It's Saturday. We're just chilling, lay back as we always do. But that was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. The splash. I think Beck said it was like 1/3 of the power of the water deluge on the launch pad. You guys got a little wet, but you can imagine what it would have been like if it was full power. Had to be a lot of fun. Had to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm excited to hear about more of what you guys experience out there. I'm sure there's a lot more, but yeah, feel free to share anytime.
Stepchild, big shout out, my guy. You're here every single day, and I absolutely love it. VatCNC, big shout out to VatCNC. I'm having a call with him next Friday. He's going to teach me an awful lot about the drone industry. So I am quite excited to dive into that. Anyone that's interested, we will be creating more content around drones once VatCNC gets me up to date. So thank you, my guy, for always being here. He says, "What the hell, Chris? I'm catching up and seeing the fire. That's not fire. That's the Archimedes engine, my guy.
Yeah,
Matty robbed the Archimedes engine and brought it onto Chris. So he's
that's
using it to heat his
exactly what
house."
happened. No, man, I'm getting the grill ready for burgers, or my friend is over here getting the grill ready for burgers. Thankfully, he's being quiet as he possibly can. But yeah, we're just getting started. It's early. It's very early.
What do we say, guys? Do you reckon Chris should bring his friend on? I've been asking Chris pre-stream. Bring the friend on. Right. Do you know what we'll do? We'll be jumping to all the different spacecraft Rocket Lab have. We'll jump into the photon buses and then we'll jump into Flatlight. It'll be a lot more chilled out than even we're used to. Look, we're relaxing, we're sitting back, enjoying ourselves, just staying up to date, doing a bit of a refresher. So let me get that off the screen. So they do have a family of reliable spacecraft to deliver affordability, performance, and configurability for a range of missions spanning from LEO, MEO, and GEO, and interplanetary destinations. The spacecraft are highly customizable. So, first off, we're looking at the Explorer. Now, this is a high delta V spacecraft with large propellant tanks, deep space capable avionics, and ranging transponders. Explorer enables small spacecraft missions to planetary destinations like Mars and Venus. So, our understanding is this is what is going to carry the Venus payload on there, and hopefully the Mars telecommunications orbiter, if we get that. It also goes to the moon and highly eccentric Earth orbits. Oh, I hate big words like this. Geosynchronous Earth orbit and Earth Moon Lagrange points. Earth Sun. Oh, I'm not going through all that, my guy. Depending on the mission profile, Explorer can be launched on Electron, Neutron, or other launch vehicles. Explorer gained flight heritage during the Capstone mission to the moon for NASA and forms the basis of the twin spacecraft Rocket Lab is developing for the Escapade mission to Mars for NASA's University of California. So you can learn a bit more about the Capstone mission to the moon. But Chris, where could you see the likes of Explorer being used?
That's all right. So as far as Photon and the whole Explorer thing, that's for another stream for sure. But you mentioned the capsule mission. Now, in a roundabout way, EcoStar is actually connected to do the capsule mission. It's a little far fetched, and that's what we do here. We think outside the box, but we mentioned this a little bit earlier. We were talking about in chats before we got on live, but I do want to get back into EcoStar. I do want to get back into the capsule mission. Perfect example. Perfect example. There's a reason why they're ramping up here in Virginia, not just EcoStar, but data centers that are feeding EcoStar and vice versa. All around the Northern Virginia area, close to Maryland, close to where the Maryland complex is at for both Rocket Lab, INQ. Now we're talking about quantum computing and the relationship or possible future relationship, with Rocket Lab. I know this a lot for a Saturday, but a little bit of meat to chew on there. But it's not happening for a reason, for no reason, guys. There's a lot of money going in, invested into it. A lot of jobs being created right here in Virginia, and a lot of it is EcoStar. So, I've looked into a few different launches in the past that were like classified, and they weren't telling us where they were coming from, and we're trying to speculate: is it going to be this launch or is it going to be this company? Who are they supplying? And we thought many different, probably 4 or 5 different companies we looked into, and we thought, yes, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. And I'm not saying that EcoStar is the one. I can be wrong again. I've been wrong for 4 or 5 different times in the past. But man, it's lining up. It's lining up beautifully. The Symphony and the Star, the very last Electron mission, again classified. Who is that for? We're not sure. I'm thinking more EcoStar. Just my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But hey, you guys tell me what you think.
Then jumping back to the chats, Vaccine C says, I couldn't tell what was going on first and thought you were indoors. Matt says, is Chris's friend a lady? Chris, is your friend a lady?
Not tonight, Maddie. Not tonight. But 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, I got a lady friend coming down from Maryland. But hey, Maddie,
can you bring her on stream?
She probably might not come on stream, but Maddie, you should probably come out and visit, man. I mean, all my friends are wanting to know who Maddie is, and he likes Maddie. So come visit, man. Come back to Virginia anytime. I got extra bedrooms. At the very least, I've got a hammock and some kayaks. But yeah, man, come on out. No, not tonight. No lady friends tonight, my friend. But next time.
Oh, Matty, why don't you come out to Ireland, yeah, and I'll find you a fine Irish woman. I think that would be the cherry on top. You've got the money. You're now a celebrity. You
a nice redhead. A nice redhead. Gotta be a redhead. Yeah, for sure. That's right up Maddie's alley, dude. Redheads. That's so fitting. That's great. I love that.
So, Vass says, which do you think will generate more headlines, Mars, Moon, or Venus missions? Oh, all depending on the outcome.
Great question.
Depending on the outcome, my guy. If they find signs of life on Venus, that'll by far be the biggest headline. If not, see, there's a lot of hype around Mars at the moment, and if you see the upscale of Starship and Starship starting to ramp up, I believe Mars probably could be the biggest. But look, don't say don't diss the moon either. What are we gonna get first? Astronauts on the moon or astronauts on Mars? You tell me, guys. Vassian C says also, I'm in the camp that most of the quantum computing companies are running on hype. Quantum sensing, though, that's a different ballgame. I need to dive into quantum computing a little bit more because there is a lot of excitement, but it's a lot of quantum computing based on theory. That is my understanding. Do let me know. Stepchild says they will all bring news, but Venus would be historical, but nothing compared to what they find on the Europa. My God, do you know what? That's probably one of my favorite space missions at the moment is that Europa Clipper mission. I don't know if that's because I'm an animal scientist by trade. If they find signs of life on Europa, it more or less means that life is vast around the universe. If they can just go there and it's there, we can sort of take it that simple life is vast around the universe. If they don't see nothing and they don't find nothing on Venus, oh, we could be alone, my guy.
I don't know, man. Venus, Europa, they're both very exciting. I can't
I'm more
wait.
confident about them finding life on Europa than signs that there ever was life on Venus. What are your thoughts?
Well, Venus is the hottest planet in our universe, or a small little galaxy here. Oddly enough, because Mercury,
You need to bring your speedos there, my guy.
dude, Mercury is a lot closer, and it's smaller. But because of, I guess, atmosphere and everything else, it's a lot hotter there. So if we can actually find some form of life in, the atmosphere and the clouds, Europa is almost, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a guarantee, but, just that much more exciting. A lot bigger mission, a lot more involved in that. But I think that's why we're all here tonight. Honestly, because we love space. I mean, yeah, we want the money from the investments and all that kind of stuff. It's fun, sure, but space is fun, man. Space is a lot of fun. I can't wait. Can't wait for the Venus mission.
Frank and Adam direction was on propulsion communications. Mynaric's common, which opens doors far more than Mynaric's previous CEO. I am starting to go into Francisco's camp. Francisco told me very, very early on that Mynaric could be bigger than Geos. And I was kind of like, yeah, kind of. But no, I'm starting to really go into Francisco's camp. I think he's right.
Look what Beck has done with past acquisitions, whether it's a Solero or the newly acquisition Geos. They're taking companies that are, they have great potential, but they're not doing as well as they should. And you have a CEO like a Beck, and you have a culture like a Rocket Lab. It's a very successful culture. Doesn't mean that product and what they're doing is a negative. It's just maybe the leadership is not that great, like we see with recently with the Redwire. As you guys know, I'm invested in Redwire. I love Redwire, but maybe the leadership is not that great.
You know about me and Redwire.
Yeah, that's a harsh. That topic is not easy for some of us. I agree, but it's not the company. Like Mynaric again. Not doing that great on the books, but you put someone like a Peter Beck in charge, and they're going to succeed.
Then, guys, jumping across, Stepchild loves redheads. You've started something here, Chris. G by Kiwi says Mars and the moon is the biggest focus. Yeah, so guys, you can see down here, the Venus Life Finder mission is in partnership with the researchers from MIT. Now, this is going to be a non-revenue generating mission. This is more just for exploration. Peter Beck is quite fond of this mission from all accounts. So, look, I am quite excited about that Venus mission, but no, that Europa Clipper mission, that's got my heart in that search for life. Vaccine C says, can Matt Money survive a redhead Irish woman, though? They have a high tolerance for pain, mostly dispensing it.
That's the perfect one for Matty. That's the perfect one.
He needs someone to keep him in check, like.
Well, he stays
He
in
needs
check,
someone
but
to spend that money for him.
well, no,
Do you know
it's
what?
not
I'm gonna
that.
put on a ginger wig, and
A good ginger is perfect for Maddie, bro. It's perfect, because you know as well as I do. A good Irish ginger, she can cook. She's all about love, but she will not put up with any kind of bullcrap, and will keep us in line. Hell, I need one. Hell, I need one myself. So, yeah, perfect for Maddie, perfect for me, perfect for you. You've already got one, I'm sure, but yeah, great idea. I love that. Maddie, get prepared, man. We're gonna send you Irish ginger. Um, we'll help you out, buddy. We'll help you out.
no, we better be careful there because we don't be done with like human trafficking or something. CNC says, I agree. Europa is the most exciting destination. June, big shout out. So happy to have you here. You're here supporting us ever since we started. So no, big shout out to you. Matty says, I do need someone to keep me in line. Do you know what, Matty? I'm gonna put on a ginger wig, and would you have me? I'll spend the money
Ginger
for
week.
you. We can get a Lambo. You know what? I'm willing to just take the chance, my guy. Um,
The ginger
I
week.
don't,
I
I
love
don't
it.
know if my missus would be too happy about that. You're going, leaving me for Matty. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
To get money, bro. GY Kiwi, laser tech is only beginning. Mass data movement is essential. Communication tracking, growth potential is massive. Diaper is testing. Flat tack. Do you know what I think is a massive move? That's even. I'm not going to say it's bigger than communication and the likes of mass data. We hear Cathy Wood speaking about it all the time. We hear Elon speaking about it all the time. The need for energy, the need for power. I honestly think RKLB need to capture that market. If we can beam down either solar power or we can mine, I'm not even speaking about helium free. If we can mine anything to generate power, I honestly believe the move away from fossil fuels and to be able to generate the mass amount of power needed for the likes of your data centers and
Yeah. Agreed. 100%.
look,
One.
everyone's on about, look, our jobs will be taken by all these Optimus robots and all this and all these machines. But these machines all need power. You can't have all these autonomous cars and everything without the power supply. So energy is going to be the most valuable resource, honestly. Matty said, I do need someone to keep me in line. GY Kiwi, relationships
He's
cost.
right. We all
Rocket Lab
do, man.
stock makes
We all do.
profit. Believe me, been there. June, are you home yet, Matty? No, he's already turned around, come to me,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we're going to go on to the next one. Yeah, so you've seen there, used on Capstone, going to be used on Venus, Lifefinder, and used on the Escapade. Then, Lightning. Some of you are going to love Lightning. Rocket Lab spacecraft designed for a 12+ year orbital lifespan in low Earth orbit delivers high power and high radiation tolerance, incorporating redundancy in critical subsystems. This 3 kilowatt bus is ideal for high operational duty cycle telecommunications and remote sensing applications. Lightning can be launched on Neutron and other medium and heavy launch vehicles. Lightning is based on the same design as the custom spacecraft Rocket Lab developed for Globalstar and is the basis for the company's bus for the Space Development Agency. So, speaking about Globalstar, we're speaking about the SDA. Chris, how does Lightning sit for you?
Well, I find it interesting that they have multiple different proton buses for multiple different case uses. And we did talk about, solar energy or maybe not solar energy, but, energy storage. and energy transfer or fuel transfer. Musk talked about this during the recent Starship launch recently. Last couple of days we covered that. So we're going to need energy storage in space, right? We are. Whether it's solar or it's going to be cryogenic, we're going to need some kind of basically gas stations, for lack of better words, just somewhere to fuel up and move beyond Earth's atmosphere and get to Earth, the moon or Mars or whatever. So it's fun to to speculate, fun to talk about. There's a lot of different possibilities out there. Um, Odds are we're wrong. I'm wrong all the time, but one of those things is going to hit, and it does seem like Rocket Lab is at least trying and trying to stay ahead of the curve. That's why I like Beck and I trust him Beck, and I see that whether even if it's like something crazy like nuclear, which that's way outside the box, way crazy outside the box, but um, just upcoming missions um, uh, with methane or cryogenic transfers in space, uh, there's going to be a need for some sort of power stations. And we don't got to talk about like magnetic and like laser transfers and going back to Earth or whatever. Just in orbit, in orbit space stations. Um, there's a reason why Capstone is orbiting the moon right now. They're going to put something else bigger up there. We're going to have some sort of energy supply for that. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. Maybe Rocket Lab's involved, maybe not, but they're definitely building towards that direction.
Chris, you kind of hit on something there that, look, guys, it's something I am massive about. I honestly believe nuclear in space will be a bigger benefit than solar in space. And hear me out here. Yes, around the Earth, solar power is great, but the further out we go, you don't want to be dependent on solar power to generate mass amounts of power. Do you know, like, say you buy Uranus, if you can have many different, look, I am speaking 100, 200 years probably at this stage, but if you could have masses of nuclear stations across the solar system and basically like refuel, I don't know.
Well, China's already doing it, or they're trying to do it, right? I mean, China's like trying to stay a step or two ahead of us. And recently I saw news about possible them using, nuclear propulsion to get to other planets. Um, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities out there, and I never thought about nuclear before, but that could be a possibility.
Why don't, is it the instability of the compounds they're using? Like, why don't they use more nuclear to power these spacecraft? Because that way, surely you wouldn't need to worry about cryogenic refueling in space. The only time you'll actually need that cryogenic fuel is when you're actually breaking through an atmosphere.
Well, what if it's a different type of fuel, like I don't know, say a helium-3?
So helium-3, you wouldn't actually be able to burn. Well, you would be able to burn it, but it'd be a waste of time burning it. You want it to go through that
But
fusion process.
once it's converted into a helium-4, have you looked into that?
But
Once helium-3 is converted into a helium-4, it's a lot easier to retrofit, I guess, for lack of better words, and use for a nuclear propulsion.
But with helium-4, I am look, I'm going off just off the top of my head. Why would
That's
you convert
fun, right?
helium
That's
three?
fun. That's fun to think
No, no,
about.
no, no. I'm just wondering why you'd convert helium 3 when it's such a rare compound. Why would you just go then and convert it into helium 4?
Well, when we first talked about helium-3 a few weeks ago, um, I got a lot of questions on the whole why of helium-3, and I got a lot of backlash. And so did some deep diving, and maybe helium-3 is not the end game. It's to use helium-3 to convert it into helium-4 and use it as a basic compound for nuclear propulsion. Maybe I'm
Then
wrong, and that's fine if I'm wrong. But again, that's what I do,
we
man.
sound like two nuclear physicists talking here, guys. We are just two um, people
Idiots.
speculating on this. Do not take this. Helium 3 converting to helium 4 is the reaction that creates the energy. So that's the reaction. That's what you require. That's what you have to do.
Exactly. So I'm not far off, man. I know I sound or look like a freaking idiot, but I know what the hell I'm talking about, man. Come on,
Then,
it's possible. And the thing is that if it's possible, then maybe that's why they're looking at mining. Look at Astroforge on asteroids, and what are they trying to mine? If you're going to go to Mars, yeah, you got to mine water. You got to mine resources to have fuel. What fuel? Where does that fuel? Where is it coming from?
on Mars.
Or on any surface.
So on Mars,
But
they're using the methane atmosphere. They're going to pump it from the methane atmosphere to get. That's why it's a methane-based engine on Starship.
today, but tomorrow,
Yeah. Then June says we already have nuclear submarines for years. Why is it so crazy for space? So I am on the understanding that the two Voyagers, are nuclear based, aren't they? Or am I wrong there?
no, it's look. This is not like a technology that is brand new. I mean, and space is not brand new, especially to the U.S. Uh, possibilities are there. The possibilities are there. And again, if you're mining helium-3, converting it to helium-4, well, why are you going to convert it to helium-4? Well, I mean, come on, take a little bit, reach a little bit. Yeah, I know it's a bit outside the box, but that's uh, we got to stay ahead. We got to try and stay ahead. As investors, we have to try and stay ahead. Um, at the very least, it's fun to think about.
Yeah, guys, Vaccine C, you're actually the best one to test this. What would be the use case then for the actual helium-4 compound? My understanding from that now is that the conversion of helium-3 to helium-4 is what creates the power. So is there a use case then, once we get the helium-4, is there a use case for that? Vaccine C says, I married my wife, but polygamous. I'm also married to White Shares representing Utah.
That's why it's Saturday, mate. That's Saturdays are the best. Saturdays are the best, and Vast is definitely a reason why we have these Saturdays. This is awesome.
Oh,
A lot
look,
of fun.
Vaccine C done it here. So what essentially is fusion power? Two helium-3 molecules collide to create one helium-4, a couple of protons, and a metric fuggleton
Neutron
of
and
energy.
neutron. Come on.
Then there's two types of nuclear propulsion for space. Nuclear thermal, which is fast, and nuclear electric, slow but efficient. June says, could it be a regulation of power created thing? too much being produced versus too little. I genuinely think it's to do with the actual, what are we using at the moment, vast CNC? I believe it's to do with the actual waste product, and that's why we're talking about helium-3 at the moment. It's a lot more stable, and there's a lot less radioactive waste to it. GY Kiwi,
especially in space, especially when it's constructed in space or used in space, where you're outside the vacuum of Earth's atmosphere. Way more efficient. Way more efficient.
GY Kiwi says maybe June, space being radiation, they may have easy disposal. Easy disposal once you're out of Earth's orbit, because you don't want to be pulling it back down. SpongeBob, that sounds like he listened in school. You can tell myself and Chris. Oh, to be fair, Chris is on the right lines. You can tell I didn't. VACNC says helium-4 has a lot of applications: welding gas and party balloons. Lol. It's the common helium that's everywhere. Oh, so the helium-4 is the actual compound that we have here on Earth. That's the thing that makes your voice go squeaky and that, you know. So jumping across there.
And you thought tonight was gonna be boring. You're like, what are we talking about? Yeah, you thought tonight was gonna be boring. We're talking about nuclear fusion and helium-4 from transfer from helium-3. Yeah, we're nerds, man. We're big nerds. This is a lot of fun. If you're not having fun by now, I'm sorry.
Oh, guys, make sure there's 55 of you in here with us. Make sure to bang the like button. And also, if you're new around here, bang that subscribe button. We're on that push for 5K. But getting into Pioneer. So it's Rocket Lab's highly maneuverable, responsive spacecraft designed to support large payloads and re-entry capabilities. So it's a highly configurable medium delta V platform designed to support payloads up to 120 kilograms and unique mission profiles, including re-entry missions for Varda space and dynamic space operations. Depending on the mission profile, Pioneer can be launched on Electron, Neutron, or other vehicles. This is exactly what you'd be using to bring your helium-3 back if you didn't bring it back on a Neutron. Chris, bullish about Pioneer? It's the way of getting it back down, my guy.
No, the whole photon bus system is amazing, and we talked about that earlier, about 2 or 3 days ago. We want to do a big deep dive because, believe it or not, there's one of the photon buses that is capable of storing energy from solar power. It's not designed for that, but it does have the capability for that. And giving a few alterations, it can be basically a Tesla Powerwall in space. So yeah, we definitely. I really want to get more into photon. It's one of my favorite aspects of Rocket Lab. It's a brilliant overall system. Way overlooked as far as their space systems and the capability. I mean, they use photon to get to the moon as far as Capstone. Very basic on the outside, but man, the capability, the possibilities are massive for photon.
VACNC says reason Musk isn't using nuclear, he said it's because it's still too experimental and won't be ready in his timeline. Musk saying it's too experimental. His whole Starship is experimental. I would have thought he would have been excited about using it, but no, I do trust what you're saying, Fast. GY Kiwi says fusion propulsion seems to be the ticket. Nuclear energy, the power source. That's my thinking. That's along what I'm thinking. But VACNC believes Musk said it's quite experimental at the moment. So, look, if Musk has said that, I do trust in Musk. Not gonna lie. So the actual photon. So for any of you new guys, they did have a space bus called Photon. They've then split off into 4. So this is the actual photon, but when we say photon, we mean all four of them. But this is the Photon space bus. It's the original Rocket Lab spacecraft. Photon is the integrated launch plus spacecraft solution. Photon is a modified Electron kick stage with power, propulsion, and communications to deliver a capable low Earth orbit platform to serve civil defense and commercial customers across a range of missions. With a mass of 200 to 300 kilograms, Photon is launched on Electron for responsive space and other challenging missions like cryogenic fuel demonstration. And I know a lot of you guys have forgotten about this contract that they did get, but they did get a contract for cryogenic fuel demonstration. And it's taken advantage of precision orbit insertion, launch on demand, and lowest launch environments in the industry.
Yeah.
Chris, the LockSat mission, we've done a deep dive in it before. It was I don't know, the whole thing that sparked our interest in this whole gas stations in space. And people thought we were mad until we streamed the Starship launch, and then it was literally Musk was saying more or less word for word what we were hypothesizing, and it kind of made myself and yourselves look at each other and nod and think, do you know what? We're not that crazy. We're crazy, but we're not that crazy.
We're definitely crazy, but not that crazy. They're going to have fuel stations in space.
Mm-hmm.
It's already being set up. They're 10 steps ahead of us. If we're thinking this today, then 10 days from now, they're that far ahead of us. They have to be. I mean, right? Whether you're a Musk or a Beck, you have to be 10 steps ahead of your retail investors. Yeah, we think crazy stuff here, but as crazy as we think, they're thinking 10 times, 50 times crazier than we are, which is it's exciting as hell, right? It's a lot of fun. It's space. I mean, there's no end to the possibilities. No end.
Then SpongeBob says, surely the moon base is going to tell us lots about what can be done and how to do it. I still struggle to think major missions to Mars can happen without us making the moon a fully manned base. Yeah, that was my sort of confusion. I thought the moon would be like a stop-off point before we get to Mars. Now, when we speak about the likes of helium-3, the infrastructure, we need to prove that we can make a manned moon base before we even think about mass infrastructure on pulling up helium-3. This is ultra dilute, guys. 20 parts per billion. You can't just pull it up off the ground and hope for the best. Verse CNC says, to be a bit more precise, he sees nuclear as a priority for NASA. His focus is on putting weight in orbit as cheap as possible. Wouldn't rule it out, but it's not something they're prioritizing. And that does make sense. SpongeBob says, yeah, Vast, they have to pick a lane, can't do everything. And I think that is a very valid point, SpongeBob. And for any of you guys that ever worry about, you hear the bears say it all the time, Rocket Lab's only a mini SpaceX. Look, SpaceX have to pick a lane, and they have picked a lane. They're not going to try and attempt to do everything, and there's always room to eat at the table. Space is massive, guys, bigger than what we can ever imagine. June says a base camp in space before you venture off to other places. And that, yeah, it just would make sense. Like, we have the International Space Station. I always sort of had it in my mind as a kid that the international, do you know, a bit like something like a Star Trek or a Star Wars, where they'd go up to their base and then they'd go off and do another mission. But that's not how the International Space Station actually works. The International Space Station is barely in space itself. So, yeah, it would make sense having all these base camps across before you go off to other places. Makes sense completely. GY Kiwi says NASA has pulled out of nuclear propulsion from what I read. SM propulsion. GY Kiwi, can you send me a link to that, my guy? Then the Victus Hayes mission does use that. So Rocket Lab's Photon spacecraft platform is the basis for the Victus Hayes mission, which is a 32 million contract awarded by U.S. Space Force.
Yeah,
Now,
the Victus Hayes mission. All right, so that's so we talk about this a lot. So a lot of times when we go live and talk about different missions, it's very easy to overlook something that it seems like a $6 million contract or $15 million contract. The Victus Hayes mission is going to be massive. It's going to be massive. It's not just about one Electron or one mission. It's going to be very big for Rocket Lab altogether. I cannot wait for this mission. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a lot bigger than I think a lot of people realize when it comes to Space Force. And I'll say it now: the Golden Dome. It wasn't proposed prior because Victus Hayes was. This came in, months, if not years ago, as far as the contracts, but it's getting bigger, a lot bigger. I'm expecting a lot from this mission. Can't wait, cannot wait. It's gonna be huge for Rocket Lab.
then jumping across, G by Kiwi says Rocket Lab are well advanced on LockSat. Now, this is one I'm gutted that Francisco is not here because Flatellite is his baby. But we're gonna do it. We're just gonna jump straight into it. So Flatellite is an extension of the family of spacecraft, offering resilient, high-performing constellation-class satellites that deliver secure, low latency, and high-speed communications connectivity in low Earth orbit. The platform is a scalable solution for both national security operations and commercial customers to provide next-generation global availability for satellite communications in contested or remote environments, as well as remote sensing applications. Flatellite can be launched on Neutron and other medium and heavy launch vehicles. And when I first read this, it was like, it's another communication satellite. But you need to think about the actual utility of this. How many use cases Flatellite is going to have? Francisco believes we're staring at the large constellation that Peter Beck has always been speaking about. He believes Flatellite is it. He doesn't believe there's some secret being held from us and they're going to launch this new mega constellation. Flatellite will be included in this. This is the major key. And guys, do let us know if that's what it. Chris, how do you feel about Flatellite?
Well, a Flatellite and the new proposed, I guess, smaller Flatellite. I'm not sure what we're calling it now. The Francisco posted it earlier or yesterday, but it just shows Rocket Lab is growing. They're learning and they're growing, and we know that Rocket Lab will not develop something unless they have the clients or customers to fulfill contracts. I think Flatellite is going to be a lot. I don't know. I don't want to say bigger, but it's one of those things that can be changed and fitted to their customers' preferred style or what they need. It's not just one system. I think it has the ability to be a multitude of different styles, different applications based on the client's needs and what they want. And I think a lot of it's from the government. I do a lot of it's from the government, but some commercial aspects. But yeah, just one more thing that we're all looking for Neutron. Everybody's waiting for the Neutron launch, but we're overlooking all the stuff like Flatellite, the past launches, the past contracts, the past potential for constellations. out there on the space system side. Uh, yeah, flatlight's just one of many things that we had to look forward to when it comes to the future of Rocket Lab.
AK Willie says, felt great wearing my Rocket Lab shirt to the grocery store today. Do you know what? Repping that. Unbelievable. Sponge Rob says, I've been wondering if Flatlight might make an appearance on the first Neutron. Guys, we did ask that yesterday. It was actually Francisco's idea. Do you think we will put say 5 flatlights in Neutron, and will they be dummy flatlights?
Or yeah, dummy system like what Starship and SpaceX just did, like a dummy system. Sure, great idea.
Vaccine C says, Liam, for another time, but I sent you an interview about how brilliant Peter Beck was competing with SpaceX early on. Vaccine C, do you want me to do a video on that? Actually, I might do a short video on that. Guys, do let me know about that. Also, I've done something completely different today. You've all been asking for it, but in return, I need one thing from you guys. So you all asked me, could I start streaming our streams on X? Today I'm streaming it on X. There's 46 you devs, only 2 likes. Guys, you're gonna wanna jump in, smash that like button, and also repost it to get more people in. If you do that for me, I will continue to stream these on X. If not, we're just gonna go back to YouTube. Look, there's no benefit to us streaming it on X. If anything, it destroys our algorithm. Streaming it on X and not on YouTube. So guys, do one thing for me, jump in, bang that like button, and hit the repost while you're there.
And we have another giveaway. So
we do. Yeah.
Once we hit that 5,000, we got a big giveaway. So yeah, please, it'd be awesome. Love the support. A lot of fun, guys. A lot of laughs. Yeah, 5,000, another big giveaway. Can't wait.
5,000 will be our biggest giveaway yet. Look, what was it? 3,000. I give away 10 memberships. 5,000. There's more than memberships being given away then. I promise you that, my guys. So make sure you've banged the subscribe button. And also hit the like button on YouTube. It's the only way we can grow. Look, me and Chris come on here daily. I wasn't going to come on tonight. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I know I say I'm here every day, but I did drop a video today. And I was like, do you know what? The Rocket Lab Weekly boys will probably be on. I'll just sit back, chill out, enjoy them. And we'll regroup tomorrow. And you're going to want to thank Chris for this, because it was Chris that got my lazy sort of out of bed. I was watching, I'll be dead honest with you guys, I was watching Graham Hancock. Does anyone know who Graham Hancock is?
I love Graham Hancock. Yes.
Oh my God, he could fit clean into this podcast, you know. He would slot in like a glove.
Let's get that guy on here, man. I love Graham Hancock. He's a brilliant guy. Love him. It's funny, man. I watch him all the time. That's funny you said that. That's great. Yeah, guys, thank you so much, man. Liam's right. I kind of made him come on tonight. The guys, I was waiting for a big, whatever. Scotto did come on tonight. Francisco jumped on. That's what we do here, man. We we just kick back, have a few beers, have some fun, talk Rocket Lab. Do me a favor, look more into the EcoStar possibilities with that. Let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm going crazy, because I looked a lot into that, and it seems like a great possibility that could be the classified silent client, whatever you want to call them, as far as Rocket Lab. But yeah, a lot of fun tonight, guys. I really love it. As always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Liam. This has been great, man. A lot of fun.
Do you know what? It's one of those. It's why I brought Chris on this team. Like I just seen his consistency, pure passion for the whole space in general. It's why, look, if you look across our whole Hustle Brother team, it's consistency. It's just pure dedication, drive, and the beauty of having Chris there is, look, when I'm not feeling like doing a stream, Chris is like, "Come on, will you get up?" And where if Chris is not feeling like doing a stream, I do the same to him. Look, if I wasn't going to stream or Chris wasn't going to stream, we'll bring on a guest then, and one of us will go on with a guest. We'll always make sure we're here for you guys. I do got to let you know I probably won't be streaming on X again because no one's liked it. So we'll go back to YouTube anymore for the streaming. Then jumping across, VerCNC says, Graham Hancock, you're taking me back to my early 20s. Loved his books. Do you know what? It really gets you down a rabbit hole. And it's probably not good for me to watch Graham Hancock when we're doing this type of podcast because we like to think outside the box. But Jesus Christ, he thinks outside of the box, doesn't he? Even
Fucking Anunnaki, man. The Anunnaki.
Oh, the Anunnaki. Yeah.
The Anunnaki. That guy's out there, man. I love some Graham Hancock, dude.
I love listening to it, yeah, but oh my god, headbanging. There's another guy that does something like that. He does be on Rogan quite a bit. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I've seen one guy that's like
David Carlson.
It's coincided with Francisco being what's up, guys.
Francisco, man, I did so crazy story, true story, but I've done many years of religious studies, and so it brought me to Graham Hancock, obviously, and the annihilation of past possible civilizations like Atlantis and where we might have came from, as far as humanity and civilization. So yeah, man, it goes way beyond rocket lab and space. It's a little crazy. I know it sounds way crazy, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Big shout out to Olga. Olga liked the stream on X. Look, if I get 3 more likes, I will continue to stream on X. We'll try it again tomorrow. Vast says, don't turn this into Ancient Aliens. Do you know, Vast, it's one of those, it gets towards the end of a stream, yeah, and me and Chris just let our minds wander because we want to keep it different. We want to keep it exciting and engaging.
We're way different, bro. We are way different. We are way different. We started talking about Rocket Lab, and now we're talking about ancient aliens, and but that's the fun part. It's Saturday, man, and I'm celebrating. So yeah, why not? Let's have some fun with it.
Like, I know we do get kills sometimes that our streams go on too long, yeah, but I find it that, like, do you know, for anyone that's diehard Rocket Lab, and that's why I want to start doing the stream, maybe not structured, but like a little bit of structure. So what we could maybe do is, like, look, we can start talking about some of the facts pretty early on, and then as we get into the stream and as we get a lot more comfortable, that's when the fun side comes out. And anyone that wants to drop can drop then, and anyone that's only interested in the fun side can just pick up later on in the stream. But oh no, it keeps it fun. But you know what it is, yeah? I wouldn't be able to stream if I couldn't come on to this stream and go, right, I was watching Graham Hancock. You have to be able to be honest, yeah. If I'm telling you I'm sitting in bed watching Fibonacci retracements, I'd be lying to you, yeah. I'm sitting there, do you know what? I'll bring it up on the screen now, my guys, because it's literally in front of me. There you go. Oh no, sure, I'm not on. It's literally frozen as I brought the screen across. Okay, so there we go. Ancient apocalypse. What happened to the world 12,000 years ago? Why should we care? Oh, look, you can see how far I was into it. So, when I say I was watching Graham Hancock, I really ain't lying to you guys. I have always been a sci-fi fan. I can chop it up on those series all day. I was reading those books that series was based on way back. Do you ever see it on Netflix? That series he brought out, he got an awful lot of hate for that, by archaeologists. I know archaeologists really don't like him, but you know what? He's bringing eyes into your sector. It's like if someone was like, look, myself and Chris, complete idiots in this rocket lab space, but we're bringing eyes into the sector. Love us or hate us, we're bringing eyes into the sector.
A lot of eyes. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The views we get. And again, we're talking about Graham Hancock right now, and Ancient Aliens, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. This has been a lot of fun. Always think outside the box. If you're a space enthusiast and you love Star Wars and lightsabers and Rocket Lab or SpaceX, this is a place you want to be because yeah, we talk about all of it. We're gonna talk about all of it.
It's one of those places you need to be able to come on with your friend and just be able to chat a little bit of shit too. Like, if I came on with you every single day and just went, do you know what? I'm gonna not call some people out, but a lot of people would say to us, you need to stick more to doing this, stick more to doing that. Do you know what? Fuck off if you say that, because we're here every single day. And if I can't have fun on this stream, I will not be doing it every day. Not a fear. You don't see anyone doing it every
find
single
that
day.
stuff elsewhere. I mean, right? I mean, it's YouTube, right? You guys can go find if you want numbers and straight to the point information. Go find it. It's on YouTube. It's right out there for it. You can't go wrong. Very easy to find. But yeah, we do things different here, and we have a lot of fun doing it. I love the feedback. You guys are amazing. We're a family here. We're a community. Yeah, it's about investing, but at the same time, we're gonna have some fun along the way. So yeah, thanks for all the fun, guys. Totally
I can't
love it.
believe 64 of you are still sitting here watching two absolute orangutans talking about Graham Hancock and all these mad conspiracies. Guys, jump into the chat. If there's any, you stay in the chat. If there's anything you want us to speak about, do jump in now. If not, I will start closing out the stream. I'll give you about 2 minutes to do that. And while you're at it, guys, make sure you've hit the like button. Only 2 people have liked our stream on X. So yeah, no, there's not a fear I'll be doing it again because we're literally destroying our numbers on YouTube. So there's no point.
Oh yeah, guys, thank you. By the way, I didn't want to say this, but after the stream, Liam and I do talk, and he gives me the numbers, and it's absolutely incredibly insane. Thank you so much for the support. The numbers are insane. Right now we are the fastest growing community in the Rock Lab or space in all of YouTube. Outside of Rock Lab itself, we're number 2. So it's because of you. So thank you. We can't do this without you. You guys are amazing and a lot of fun. Let's have a lot more fun tomorrow and more fun tonight. I mean, hell, it's Saturday. Just kick back, have a beer, reflect, and invest and enjoy your evening. Thank
Guys,
you so much.
if it's something that really interests you too, myself and Chris do speak about half an hour before a stream, half an hour after a stream. We will start doing backstage videos. So for any of you guys that love
Oh
hearing
yeah,
us,
the backstage passes would be so much fun. Oh, and the
no, I can
t-shirts.
tell you in that is majority not Rocket Lab. So any of you that are just there for facts, it's me and Chris having a good time before and after the stream. I'm telling you, we are rocket labbed out by the time we finish the stream. Look, some days when we get the guests on, look, if we went the helium-free one, myself, Chris, and Francisco must have stayed on for about 2 hours after genuinely talking about helium-free and where we can see it going. And sometimes we do break down each other's thesis before we'd like go heavy on it. But nothing scripted. You can see it's just me and Chris having a good time, as always. If it's something you want, do jump in. Let us know. Then, Vassian C said, did you get into Cool World's channel? I sent to you guys a while back. It was tongue in cheek about ancient aliens. The fun is why I'm here. Thank you so much, Vassian C. I actually did see that Cool World's channel, not going to lie. Yeah, no, the fun is pretty. Do you know what? I enjoy it. SpongeDrop says, what's the thoughts about the next stat catalyst? I see lots of new funds adding. So what do I think the next catalyst is going to be for RKLB? I'll give you a quick one. I reckon it's going to be Golden Dawn contracts. I think we'll get Golden Dawn contracts. And I reckon some fair, substantial ones. Francisco said it last night that we're due a major contract, like an SDA contract, kind of size, if not way bigger. That's the
Space Force also. We Space Force got a lot of money, a lot of government contracts as far as funding, and we already know that Rocket Lab is working with Space Force. So yeah, possibly some good government contracts from the Golden Dome, but I think that the majority of it is going to come from the Space Force side. Just my 2 cents, but that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but
hey, I'm an alien, same planet as Peter Beck. Francisco, I genuinely think you are an alien. The amount of information you can get and your data processing skills are insane, my guy, and you just don't sleep and you can just keep going. So, like, guys, just think, he gave us a massive detailed breakdown about his trip to Wallops yesterday, and he hadn't slept in 24 hours. The man's a madman. But no, Francisco, do you know what? We told Francisco to go enjoy his weekend with his loved ones and friends and just relax, chill out. He deserves it. And look, Francisco's still here supporting us. He is Rocket Lab mad through and through. So, Francisco, my guy, big shout out. SpongeDrop says, when they get announced? 1st of October, I believe. That's just off the top of my head. Definitely agree. We are overdue adding big contracts to the backlog. Guys, 69 of you here. My name's Liam. I am one of the Hustle Brothers. It's 2:30 in the morning here. Chris, thank you so much for getting me up. Thank you for interrupting my 12,000 year lost world civilization podcast. But no, I had a good bit of fun. It was nice to jump into Photon. Nice to jump into Flatlight. Nice to spend time with the guys here.
69 is a magic number, and Photon is that's gonna be a great live stream. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a whole different, just straight show just about Photon. Can't wait for that. But again, Saturday night, we're laid back, we're having a lot of fun here. All of our friends are traveling, everyone's celebrating for good reasons. We'll do it again tomorrow. Can't wait.
Yeah, guys, it'll be way earlier tomorrow. I promise you that one. I'm up in, I'd say, about 4 hours now to go to the farm. So, yeah, we'll definitely go earlier. Yeah, I am getting a new camera on Monday. What I'm going to start doing is putting the camera up as I'm driving. I will be able to chat through my thoughts on stock market way to work. It's not just going to be about Rocket Lab. It's going to be about Rocket Lab, space industry, Redwire, eVTOLs. You know my passion for eVTOLs. Could be a bit about Tesla. Could be a bit about everything. But you know what? Why not come to work with me? Learn what a hustle brother thinks about. Look, I'm not all about this life, this whole streaming, and I am a farmer. You need to get to know me as a farmer. It's the only way. I genuinely believe personality is the only way forward, Chris. Look, you can be the best at absolutely everything. The one thing we can promise to always deliver is consistency. Just be here every day. And personality.
We are not the best at anything. We're just a voice.
We just find the best.
Bro, yeah, exactly. We're the voice of all that are the best. You guys in the comments, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Every one of you. Love you. It's amazing. So much fun. It's Saturday. Again, it's Saturday. We're celebrating Rocket Lab going to the moon, and we are very early on this stock and this company, and yeah, a lot of fun. I can't wait for tomorrow. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Until then, thank you.
Okay, some breaking news before we get off this. So, first of all, Francisco said financial year starts October 1st, so contracts hopefully drop soon. So we do know that they have to give all the plans to Trump this September. August said, I'm pretty sure Francisco is an alien, but then this. Sean said second stage is on its way to Wallops on a boat. He said expects Neutron to be on the pad in November. You better be bullish with that information. Francisco coming in with the gold, and Sean, big shout out, my guy, for letting us know.
Yeah, that's true. That's supposed to happen. November, we should see Neutron on the pad in November. Launch? I can't give a date. I can, but I'm not allowed to. I'll say that this year it's possible, but yeah. We should see late November, mid-November. Fully stacked Neutron. Looking forward to that. Can't wait. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Cannot wait for that.
June says thanks, guys. June, as always, thank you. Chris, 71 people. It just keeps going up as we try to come off. My guys, 71 of you, meet me in Graham Hancock's video and we'll have a chat in the comments, right, guys? We'll see you tomorrow. A little bit earlier. We'll